Assalamu alaikum. Good morning to you all. Welcome to today's session. Imam, can you lead us in prayer, please?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم خير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين ربنا إننا آمنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وقنا عذاب النار الصابرين والصادقين والقانتين والمنفقين والمستغفرين بالإسخار شهد الله أنه لا إله وملائكته وأولو العلم قائما بالقسط لا إله إلا هو العزيز الحكيم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين.
Bishop.
Thank you, Madam Deputy. Lord God, Jehovah, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, the great I am that I am, the one who controls the universe, and the one who controls all humankind. We continue to submit ourselves as human beings throughout the whole world under your rulership, under your mercy, under your compassion, under your love, your empathy, and forgiveness. We continue to ask that you mold each and every human person throughout the whole world to be like you, to be good, to be loving, to be caring, to be sympathetic, and to care for each and every other human person. And so we submit ourselves as we continue our sittings and submit all the witnesses that will appear before us as commission. We pray that they will speak the truth. The commission, grant the commission the discerning spirit to discern between truth and falsehood, and also grant the population and those that in diaspora the patience to allow the due process to take its proper course. This we ask through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Bishop. Lead Counsel, are we ready to start?
Good morning, Madam Chairwoman. We are ready to proceed. May I now ask that the witness be brought in, please? Thank you.
I, Babou Loum.
Man Babou Loum.
Man Babou Loum.
Do swear that.
maa ngi waat ne.
I'll speak the truth.
dinaa wax dëgga.
The whole truth.
dëgga bi yépp.
And nothing but the truth.
duma fi wax leneen lu dul dëgga.
So help me God.
kon yàlla dimbali ma.
kon yàlla dimbale ma.
My friend, good morning, Mr. Loum.
Mr. Loum ñu ngi laa nuyu.
Welcome to the TRRC.
ñu ngi laa dalal fii ci TRRC.
Thank you for agreeing to testify.
di la jaajëfal tam li nga nangu pour ñëw joxe fi sa seede.
You have taken an oath to speak the truth.
da nga waat ba pare pour wax dëgga.
It's a criminal offense in the laws of this country to lie on the oath.
te boo waatee ba pare nag boo waxul lu dul dëgga da ngaa yàqal luwaa réew mi.
It is also an offense to lie before the TRRC.
te ci wàlli luwaa TRRC tamit boo waatee ba pare te waxuloo dëgga da ngaa yàqal luwaa bi fi nekk.
Are you aware of that?
ndax yëg nga loolu.
waaw yëg naa ko.
Yes, I'm aware of it.
Mr. Witness, would you mind to take off your glasses? Do you mind to take off your glasses? The commissioners need to see you clearly and be able to assess whether you are being truthful or not. So it would be helpful if you could remove your glasses.
bu fekkee ne yaa ngi joxe fii sa seede dinay am solo lool nag pour ñu jàkkaarloo yow mun a gis sa bët yi ndax loolu mooy gën a mun a firndeel ne li nga wax dëgg la ci yow.
waaw baax na naa ko def.
Yes, it's fine. I will do it.
Thank you very much.
jërëjëf.
You are called here today
tey dañ la oo fii.
testify about particular events that you witnessed.
bi ngir nga joxe sa seede ci xew-xew yoo xam ne yaa ngi ko seede woon.
At the NIA in 2006.
loolu mu ngi xewoon NIA atum 2006.
And let's start with your background information.
nañ commencé pour xam yow yaay kan.
What are your full names?
naka nga tudda.
maa ngi tudd Babou Loum.
My name is Babou Loum.
What is your date and place of birth?
fan nga juddoo ak kañ nga juddu.
maa ngi juddoo Bara 8 February 1965.
I was born in Bara, 8 February 1965.
Where did you go to school?
fan nga jàngee school.
maa ngi jàngee SAO Primary School.
I went to SAO Primary School.
In
thereafter?
gannaaw boobu.
In 1972, Sila Duga School, SAO Primary School.
I went to school in 1972, SAO Primary School.
76, Mossad for the Common Entrance Examination.
I took the Common Entrance Examination in 1976.
I'm a fair pass mark, put them high school.
I had a fair pass mark to proceed on to high school.
Lulutahama repeat 1977.
That was why I repeated in 1977.
Excuse me, what do you mean by you had a fair pass mark to go to high school?
lan la tekki boo waxee ne li nga wax noonu ne da nga am fair pass mark pour dem high school loolu lum tekki.
Because time we put them high school, yaa ngi waroon a am maybe 245, so I'm 245 pass mark, di nga mën a dem high school.
Because during those days, if you had 245 as pass mark, you could proceed to high school.
Why mark bima amon secondary school rek la ma mën a yóbbu.
But the mark I had could only take me to the secondary school.
In essence, you did not pass the common entrance.
Again, pass now because nyari passes la da nga pass pour secondary school or high school.
Yes, I passed. There were two passes, one for the secondary school and the other for the high school.
Well, if you go to secondary school, it means you did not pass the common entrance.
Waa loolu lim tekki mooy boo demee secondary school mooy ne pass loo common entrance bi.
No, loolu mënut li ma mën a understand foofu mooy So they may secondary school, kon da nga pass, da nga am a fairly pass mark because ñaari passes la. Bena pour high school, bena pour pass fair pass mark bi mo la don yóbbu ci secondary school. Lolu moma mëna yóbbu secondary school. Suma amuton the fair pass mark pour secondary school, so da ngay ne bo dama fail. Xam nga all and all because the math stay at primary 6 ma jëlat common entrance exam bi.
My understanding is that if you had a fair pass mark, you could go to secondary school. The other one was for the high school. So if I did not get the one for the secondary school, I would have repeated.
Okay, what was the pass mark for the secondary school?
Ñaata nga amone pour dugga secondary school?
Did it?
Lan mo nekon pass mark pour secondary school.
What was the pass mark for the secondary school?
It was around 2.
My friend, it did not exist. It did not,
I forgot
because
it.
it did not exist.
How come? It was existing.
But you can't remember it.
Yeah.
But you could remember the one for high school.
Council, Mr. Commissioner Jallo wants to make a point of...
The witness is correct, please. I don't need to get into the details, but the witness is right.
Mr. Jallo.
The marks were two. You passed for junior secondary or the high school pass mark.
Yeah.
Those are our students who are here that also that was true.
The rule was, okay, you sit common entrance to go for high school.
Yeah.
Okay, there was a catchment. If you do not pass to go to high school, there is a catchment for those who have done slightly better than the others, and those would be allowed to go to junior secondary school, and the rest would have to repeat primary school.
Or drop out.
Yes.
Completely.
Or drop out.
And in fact, the majority of them dropped out.
Yes.
So that's why, in fact, what he's saying is correct. There were two categories.
Yes.
You pass for high school, or you pass only to enter junior secondary school.
Yes, I accept that. But what my point is, the objective was not to go to secondary school.
Yes.
The objective was to go to high school. So repeating primary 6 or going to junior secondary school was for those who did not pass.
For the high school.
That's it. Yes, but anyway, that is not a very significant point. Did you have to sit the common entrance again?
Yes. Sorry.
And did you pass to go to high school?
Bi nga ndax jëlaat nga common entrance bi mu ne waaw léegi ndax bi nga ko jëlee pass nga pour dem high school.
Bi ma ko jëlaatee maa ngi amoon 238.
When I sat the exams again, I got 236.
Mënuma ko make.
238. I couldn't make it.
So you did not pass again?
Wow.
Yes.
And what did you do?
Crab Island.
I went to Crab Island.
And the first time, what did you get?
First time, I'm on 236.
The first time I got 236.
And the second time, 238.
238, wow.
38, yes.
Okay.
It was funny.
So the first time you stayed at SL Primary? Yes, that was where I stayed. And the second time you went to Crab Island?
Wow.
And yes. Then what happened?
More Crab Island sa johon my chance because both in Form 1 they just chance punga repeat punga jilat common entrance.
When I went to Crab Island, I was given a chance because in those days they could give you a chance in Form 1 to sit the common entrance.
After
did you sit to that common entrance?
Jelon nga common entrance bo.
No jeluma ko won parce que dama dem be after finish school bi nehma.
I didn't retake the examination because after a while I became used to the school.
So mo continue si school bi benen.
So I continued.
In 1982.
And in 1982.
Ma start ma dem jël exam bi ñoo wa secondary 4 school living certificate.
I took the secondary 4 school living certificate examinations.
I
completed.
Then Madam talk Bara.
I returned to Bara.
The secondary 4 living certificate was also a route to go to high school. Did you get the opportunity to go to high school?
Natum ham bobu secondary for school living certificate bobu tamit benen yoon la pour nga mëna dem high school ndax jotoon nga mëna dem ci high school bi.
Man fofu la bëggoon a emale suma jànga.
That was where I intended to stop my education.
And what did you do afterwards?
Gannaaw bi loo def?
Ma dem toog Bara.
I returned back to Bara.
Di nekk si gaal yi Bara Banjul di sail.
I was engaged with the pirogues flying from Bara to Banjul.
Sail as far to Sabuya in Senegal.
Sailing as far as Sabuya in Senegal.
So in 1983.
In 1983.
Ma dem attend business training.
I attended a business training course.
Conducted by IBAS, Indigenous Business Advisory Service.
Conducted by the Indigenous Advisory Service.
Indigenous Business
Advisory Service.
For 2 months in Berending.
For 2 months in Berending.
After you got my certificate.
After that, I was awarded a certificate.
In 1984. Ma live naka ma dem attend Red Cross training.
I attended a Red Cross training
on first aid. After I was certificated.
After that, I was certified.
Okay. Certificated.
Which
is very good English in this context.
All right. So, Sibilulu.
So within that,
ma apply for as a full summary clerk in the then Livinaka Cooperative Union.
I applied for a post of a summary clerk in the then Cooperative Union.
I
was there for some time.
School Bara.
At the time, there was a school that was newly opened in Bara.
In the late 85.
In late 1985.
So, I prefer put them legal sma dika.
And I preferred to work for my community. I resigned from my job and went. And I was employed in the school
as the head teacher.
As head teacher.
Sajuka not say an adult literacy school la tudon.
It was
Sajuka not say an adult literacy school la.
It was called Sajuka Adult and Nursery.
Sajuka Nursery and Adult Training School.
Gudigi dañ doon jangal magi.
In the night we train adults.
Day bi ñu jangal xalé yi.
In the day we teach the kids.
Ma nekk fa be early 94.
I was there until early 94.
I'm a British couple.
There was a British couple
business.
Who wanted to assist me to start a business. It couldn't materialize.
After I'm friend was Sky Chapman.
But I had a friend called Sky Chapman.
From the UK.
From the UK, Bristol.
So mom tam ñu nanguto pour mo ubbil ma boutique.
We also had an agreement for him to open up a shop for me.
Ma am ne gana amon na ben business course bu ma defon.
I considered that since I had a business course which I took before.
I'm not a little experience pour mo set up a business.
I had a little experience to be able to start up a business.
So non la ma ubbile boutique.
That was how he opened a shop for me.
Waye ma nek fa ak suma ben friend.
I was there with a friend of mine.
So when I school watch at 1 o'clock.
If I go to school and close by 1 o'clock, he will step down and I will take over from the shop. And I'll be there up till 12.
So
and I will be selling at the shop.
March 1994, March 17 March 1994.
The 17th of March 1994. It was when I left Sajuka. And I continued with my selling.
What do you do at the moment?
Business.
I'm into business.
business bi ma nekkoon noonu di ko doon def.
The business that I was doing before,
ma continuer si loolu.
that was what I continued.
léegi nii sax léegi su ma amee ni second hand li fi naka cloth ni comme like bales ak yi nii.
Nowadays, if I have second hand clothes in bales,
waaw si loolu laa dee dundee daal.
that is what I do for my sustenance.
Wow.
At some point, you are a photographer or a videographer.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Sorry for that. That escapes my mind.
Sorry for that. It escapes my mind.
It's okay.
Video operator la one.
I was a video operator.
Time bima by time bo mange jai be pare mange operate video.
At that time, I was selling and at the same time operating the video.
He play film shows, play matches,
showing films and matches.
Mr. Witness, quite clearly, you are a very smart person. I have looked at your statement. You have gone through it. You have made some changes to the statement. Is that the case?
Well, parce que dafa am lum binda lo xamne waxuma ko so bima ko sété ma gis ne lima wax ak mom lim binda dafa outé ma change ko.
Yes, because there were certain things that were written down which I did not say. So when I went over it, I noticed that, so I had to make the changes.
And you are satisfied with this statement now and have signed it.
Legi gana bo defé wéccé ko yoy be paré nak prim nekkal li ci dess yépp légui doyna la ba nga sign ko.
Wow, doyna ma sign ko.
Yeah, just take a look at it.
Yes, I was satisfied and I signed.
Take a look at it, satisfy yourself that this is the statement you read and made changes to and have signed.
Set ko bu baax bem leer la ne lii mooy yi nga xam ne moom nga joxe sa ay kàddu ak soppal yi nga ci def yépp ba seetaat ko bem doy la ba nga sign ko.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Madam Chair, we would ask to put it in evidence and we would provide an exhibit number afterwards if you agree.
Okay, request granted.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Just a minute. Mr. Witness, do you recall March 2006, the reason why you went to the NIA in Banjul?
Serebi, ndax fateleku nga weri March atum 2006 li taxone be nga dem NIA Banjul?
Wow, fateleku nako.
Yes, I can recall.
Tell us the reason why you went.
Wax ñu lana tax nga dem fa.
From Benabis early morning.
There was this day, early in the morning.
Suma bena harit.
One of my friends.
Eka suma mboka.
Who was also a relative.
Eka suma childhood friend.
Who was a childhood friend also.
Mama called.
He called me.
What's his name?
Nakala tuda?
I am heading to that.
Mama called.
Just answer the question. What is his name?
Tontu laajte bi rek nakala tuda?
Sergeant Senindur.
Sergeant Senindur.
Yes.
Yes. What did he tell you?
Lan la la wax?
Dama call mu ne ma dama bëggoon nga ñëw fii.
He called me and told me, I would like you to come here.
Ana ko lu xew?
And I asked him, what's the matter?
Dafa am ñu bëggoon a daane nguur gi waaye dañ leen jàppa.
He said there were people who were attempting to overthrow the government, but they have been arrested.
Mu ne ma dama bëggoon nga ñëw pour nga nekk independent witness.
He said to me, I want you to come and become an independent witness.
For what institution did Sergeant Dur work for?
Sergeant Senindur moom fan la liggéey?
Moo nekkoon di serious crime SO, something like that, yes.
It was the serious crime SO, something like that.
The Banjul Police Headquarters.
At the Banjul Police Headquarters. Yes.
Yes. And then?
All right. Okay, bima wahe lolo mane ko ay manduma security personnel.
So when he said that to me, I said to him, but I am not a security personnel.
No mo way xamna ñu rek.
He said to me, I'm aware, but just come.
statement break.
He said that your arrival will just coincide with the time that we'll be taking the statements.
He
convinced me. And I crossed over.
The time 7 o'clock.
The ferry would leave depart Banjul at 7 o'clock.
Silima muna fatele kudal 8 o'clock fekana ma Banjul.
But what I can recall was that by 8 o'clock I was in Banjul.
8:20 fekana ma.
This was, he called you the day before, correct?
No, the same day, she subatel.
No, it was the same day, early morning, when he called.
At around what time?
Time was around 6.
It was around 6.
Around 6. Because face my telephone.
Because my telephone is never put off.
Yeah, okay.
When he called me,
okay, no, when
I crossed over, I was at the Banjul terminal by 8.
Why, my XCC, because I'm not Fumajar.
I got to some other place.
My XCC NIA headquarters by 8:20.
But I got to the NIA headquarters by 8:20. When I got to the hall, there were many people. I went to a small office and told them that I was called by Sergeant Dur. He told me that we don't allow people to come inside here. I called Sergeant Dur. I believe he spoke to them.
Intelligence officers. He
told the intelligence officers who were there.
Then escort me.
And then one of them came and escorted
me. What's the name of the person who came to escort you?
I don't know him. I knew only Sergeant Dur. So when he took me, we went upstairs.
Almost about 4 to 5 military men.
I found 4 to 5 military men.
Armed.
They were armed.
With what?
They had guns.
AK-47.
AK-47s.
So,
so when I got in, until I saw them,
the
guns scared me.
After office,
but after they took me into another office,
Director Jim Drame.
I found the director there, Jim Drame.
By that time, the director of political matters.
If I am not mistaken, I believe at the time he was the director of political affairs.
Wow.
Yes.
So after some minutes,
just after some minutes,
Lamin Cham
came inside and joined us.
Detective Lamin Cham.
When he came,
Lamin Cham, which service did he work for?
Serious crime. For after going on major crime.
Serious crime. I think it was after that they had major crime. And then? When he found me there,
introduced me as Jim.
After we exchanged greetings, he introduced me to Jim.
Then after Jim Guinea.
And that was how Jim left. And then they brought in one of the accused coup plotters.
Munuma recalls my mind whether it was Wasa Kamara or Bunja Dabo or Faring, I don't know. You know why Sumahelbi Wasalama Johdal, why I was not really sure.
I cannot recall the person, whether it was Wasa Kamara, Bunja Dabo or any other, or Faring. I cannot recall who it was.
How did the person look? Okay. Did you see anything distinctive on him?
No, I did not see anything distinct.
Did he appear very normal at the time?
Well,
When I saw him, what I observed about him, he was someone who looked not very active.
Did he look dizzy? Dizzy,
dizzy fona moy tel rek yifini yaram bi japp tel dal man tel la ko muna live tel dama ko gis dal mu def ku tel rek.
As for me, dizzy would be the same as being not very active. That's where I take him to be.
In your statement, paragraph 9, you said, from my observation, he looks somehow dizzy, and I told him to feel too comfortable and feel relaxed.
Ci kaddu yi nga bind nga wax ne bi nga ko seetloo dafa mel ni ku tayal daal waaye nga won ko ne daal nag dal.
Waa xam nga làkkuñ angale olof la ñoo làkka moo tax xam nga bi mu ne dizzy ma ne ko dizzy ak tayal rek benn la mooy tayal bi ma la wax rek noonu laa ko gisee bi mu dugasee.
You know, we did not speak in English. We were communicating in Wolof. That was why when he mentioned the word dizzy, I told him it's the same as tayal, which in this case would mean someone who is not very active.
So you want us to strike off dizzy and say he looked lazy?
Lazy.
Lazy. Well, so the wow, definitely right because man dal dama ko gis mu def ni ku tayal rek tayal bi man dama foogone tayal dama foogone dizzy mooy tayal no o mo wone lazy you know lazy dizzy yëpp benn la.
I believe dizzy is the same as being lazy.
Tell us exactly what you wanted to say.
Léegi wax ñu yow lan nga bëgg a wax naka nga ko gisee.
Waaw bi ma ko gisee mu ñëw noonu def ni ku tayal daal koo xam ne daal waaw ku tayal rek.
When he came in, I observed him as someone who was lazy.
So
did he appear tired?
Nuru na la ku tay.
Non, melu defu ne dafa tay waaye am nga yow lead council li ma la mun a wax foofu rek dafa ñëw daal dama ko gis comme mu ngi teyal daal ne comme Bunja Dabo ni mu dugasee moom dugasee wut noonu because Bunja Dabo bi ma dugasee dafa dugal si with confidence kooku mun naa demee ma biram
ko ci olof àndut ak cawarte.
He was not very active.
dafa teyaloon xam nga ku teyal du
cawar. He was lazy. So anyone who is lazy is not active.
Ku teyal du cawar.
Anyone that is lazy would not be active.
Yeah.
So you agree that he looked too subdued.
Wow. Wow.
He looked tired.
Dafa nuru ku sonna maanaam ku loof daal.
No, du ma dem si sona bi waaye li ma am miin rek dafa teyal because am na yëngatu yoo xam ne yaa ngi koo yëngatu xam nga ku sona mënut koo yëngatu waaye soo teyalee di nga mën a yëngatu waaye doo mën a def comme kii am nga sona ak teyal du benn so dama bëgg a ñu am nga setal foofu dama ko gis daal mu def ni ku teyal rek waaw.
Okay, let's proceed. And then what happened?
Okay, ba pare after si lañ ko guy introduced ak man.
That was when he was introduced to me, or we were introduced to each other.
Lamin Cham moko introduced ak man.
Lamin Cham did the introduction.
Eko ki Babou Loum Trrc.
And told him this guy is called Babou Loum.
Bara la dika.
And he's from Bara.
Video operator la.
And he's a video operator.
Mom mo ñew pour sédé né.
He has come to witness that.
Fi nga joxe sa statement.
Here where you are going to be giving your statement.
Enforcer wala.
That no one has forced you.
And who
no one has made things difficult for you. And that is what he's come here to witness. And he said that he has accepted.
And then?
Then after fourth time dama munuma recall my mind.
Also, at that point, I cannot recall in my mind
whether
he personally wrote his own statement
or
whether his statement was written by Lamin Cham.
Some of the accused time we been a statement.
Because I can recall some of the accused were those that I was present when their statements were being written.
Amna ñaar ñoo xamne besi ñeta ñoo xamne ñom ñoo bindal dañ leen bindal seen statement am nga true ñom ñoy wax kile di ko bindal.
There were about 2 or 3 whose statements were written by others. They were just speaking and the statement takers were writing them. Yes.
When you went there, how many people did you see in that area, in that place? You've told us you saw 5 soldiers armed with AK-47.
Yes. Wow.
Yes. Those were the ones I saw there. When I got into the office,
before you got into the office, how many people did you see around?
No, munuma understand question bo nonu. Comme ñima fekk ci corridor bi. Su fekkee ñima fekk ci corridor bi, wax na ne 5 soldiers la fa fekk.
I do not understand the question.
ñooñu la fa gis.
If it is in the corridor, I have said here that I found 5 soldiers there who were armed.
After the corridor, which place would you go to?
The office bi. Parce que corridor ba ngi ne rek bunti office ba ngi ni.
You go into the office because from the corridor you get into the office.
How many people were in the office?
Office bi kenn nit mo fa nekkon.
There was one person in the office.
Moy Jim Dramé.
And that was Jim Dramé.
Was there another room close by?
Amon na benen neeg bu dend ak office bi.
Wow, because ni mo mune explain fofu so demé ni ci corridor bi ni.
Yes, because the way I can explain, if you get into the corridor,
I'm not office bu nekké on the right.
There was an office by the right.
Direct ci salle bi nonu amna benen comme like conference room bu nekkon ci kanamam.
In front of the hall there was a conference room in front of it.
Did you go to the conference room?
Demon nga ci bir conference room bobu.
Conference room bi demon na fa ben bis.
I went there one day.
Did you see what was going on in there?
Ndax gisoon nga li nga xamne mo fa don dox?
Li fa don dox laaj ma lan mo fa don mo expand la way li fa don dox.
The tontul question bi rek. The question
just
is,
answer
did
the question.
You see what was going on in there?
Tontul laajte bi rek ndax mënon nga gis li nga xamne mo fa don xew.
Waaw li ma fa gis waaw.
Yes.
What did you see?
Lan nga gis?
Li ma fa gis moy dama ñew fekk ñu ngi tok comme panelist ni rek.
What I saw was when I got in, I found people seated in the form of in a form of a panel.
Time bo nonu leen don laaj pour time bo leen don laaj pour ñu wax ci télévision bi.
That was when they were being questioned to speak on television.
Bo itam dañ ma oyon pour ma tok sédé.
That too, I was called to come and witness.
Fofu ben bis bu la fa duga.
That was the one day that I got in there.
How many people were in the room?
Ñaata nit nga fekk ci biir salle bi fofu?
Lola mënuma ko xaymare fi mu nekk nii because
I cannot estimate at the moment.
Almost ñoom detective yi kii naka xam naa ne daal ñi ma xam ñu ngi fa woon detective Lamin Cham mu ngi fa woon.
The people I knew were there. Detective Lamin Cham was there. Senindur.
Abdoulaye Sow mu ngi fa woon.
Abdoulaye Sow was there.
Kii naka Lamin Cham mu ngi fa woon.
Lamin Cham was there.
Boto Keita mu ngi fa woon.
Boto Keita was there.
waaw ñeneen ñu fa nekkoon yak xaw ma seen tur mënuma leen a ñooñu laa xam daal.
These are the ones I know. The others I don't know their names.
Do you know a person called Musa Jammeh?
Xam nga ko ñoo wax Musa Jammeh.
Musa Jammeh am na benn bés bu ma fekkoon foofu noonu.
There was one day that he met me there.
Ma laajte kii mooy kan.
And I asked, who is this man?
You know, mooy Malian Mungu, I don't know.
And they told me he is Malian Mungu.
Sila hamne kii mooy Musa Jammeh.
That was when I knew that this man is Musa Jammeh.
How about Tumbul Tamba?
Naka Tumbul Tamba nag?
No, city RRC bi laa leen déggee rek.
No, I got to hear his name here at the TRRC.
But you knew Malia Mungu. What was he wearing when you saw him, Musa Jammeh?
Waaye xam nga Malia Mungu moom Musa Jammeh moom lan la soloon?
No man time bi mako gis bi mo ñew fofu nonu ma gis ko mu ngi sol uniform.
The time that he came there and I saw him, he was dressed in uniforms.
What kind of uniform?
Ban façon uniform?
Military uniform la so onde. Why mënuma xam nak ban façon uniform exactly la. Why
he was dressed in military uniform.
So ko gisé di nga xamné soldat la.
But if you see him, you would know that he's a soldier.
So in this place there were police officers, correct?
Fofu am ay police yu fa nekkon.
Yes.
There were NIA officers.
NIA yang fa won.
Yes.
There were military officers.
Soldat yang fa won.
Yes, soldiers were there who had their guns and they were outside.
And there were also video men, cameramen.
Am na tamit cameraman yi doon jël video.
No, man gisuma fa because man gisuma fa woon ku doon cameraman yi doon jël xanaa ñi ñëwoon rek GRTS bi ñëwee rek ñi doon gars yi doon ñi doon wax the appeal to the president pour mu bala len ñooñu rek time wala gis cameraman moy gaay GRTS.
They were there. I did not see any cameraman. It was only GRTS who were there when they were appealing to the president. Apart from that, I did not see any other cameraman.
Would you say that upwards of 20 people were present?
On dinañ mëna wax ne dem na ba ci ñaar fukki nit yo xamne ñu fa téwon.
Non loolu moom man mënuma ko wax parce que am nga si biir conference room bi la ñoo wax su dee si biir conference room bi
I can't say, but if we are talking about inside of the conference room,
I don't think that 20 nit war na fa mën a nekk.
I do not believe that 20 people
su fekkee da nga aat soldat yi nga xam ne ñu ngi woon si biti.
But if you add the number of the soldiers who were outside,
approximately mën naa nekk loolu.
You could approximate it to that number.
How many times did you enter the conference room?
Ñaata yoon nga dugg foofu ci biir conference room bi?
Benn yoon sala géej sala fa bay.
Once, and that was the last time.
How many times did you have to go to the NIA to be an independent witness?
Ñaata yoon nga dem NIA pour nekk fa independent witness?
Loolu nag mënuma ko fàttaliku xanaa ñu dem si records ñu seet ñan la witnessal seen statement. I
have forgotten that. I cannot recall, except if you go back to the records and check which people I served as witnesses for.
Was it just one day?
Ben fan rek la woon.
No.
One key naka.
Mr. Witness, just answer my questions.
Wow.
You don't answer your own question. You have to answer my question.
Tontu lima la laaj rek do muna tontu sa boppa lima la laaj lool nga tontu.
Did you go for only 2 days?
Ndax
or 2 times?
ñaari bés wala ñaari yoon nga ko dem?
Déedéet. No.
Is it more?
Ëpp na ko.
It's more.
3 times?
Ñetti yoon.
Lit katsul lima la wax tam dang ko wara consider. Lima fa dem mënuma ko compter.
Lead counsel, I cannot count the number of times I've been there.
So you went many times?
Yes.
Maybe 5 times.
Maybe 5 times.
Oh, I don't
Maybe 10 times.
No, 10, no. 10.
No.
Are you there?
Maybe 10 times.
Because man lima for them
Well, he could say that if at all he was there, but I know that my goings there was not up to 10 times.
8 times?
No.
No.
You very familiar with that place, weren't you?
That what?
Very familiar.
Palace bobu min nga ko de.
Place bobu minuma ko de.
I'm not familiar with the place.
You very familiar with the personalities and even their titles and responsibilities.
Menante nga ak ña fa liggéey am nga seen mahama xam nga it li nga xam ne mooy seen liggéey.
Tey TRRC bi nii sax gis leen ni rek tey ak li ma leen a seetaan ni tax na ma xam ñu bari fii.
Even here at the TRRC
today,
just by looking at you, I'm able to know many people. There too, if you frequent there for some time, you get to know people.
But that is precisely the point.
If
you frequent there and you meet them every day, you get to know them.
Okay, I'm going to detective Shini.
Well, the reason why I got to know the detective. Ndur is a friend, a relative as well.
Serious crime, major crime,
when he was at the serious crime until he got to the major crime, I usually went to his office. And I was going there, I made the place as my home.
And which detectives did you meet in his office?
Detective nga fekk ci office am bi.
Moy Lamin Cham.
Lamin Cham.
Abdoulaye Sow.
Abdoulaye Sow.
Ak sen boss bi sa something Cissé.
And their boss? Also named Cissé.
Kukuna minu mako on that much. Why ni mom hamona len Lamin Cham, Abdoulaye Sow, Boto Keta.
Lamin Cham, Abdoulaye Sow and Boto Keta, but I was not very acquainted with their boss.
Mr. Witness, you got to know these people at the NIA.
NIA?
No.
No.
Ni manglen hame major crime unit.
I knew them at the major crime unit.
Crime.
You could ask them.
You knew these people at the NIA.
Hamon nga ñi ci NIA.
Kon su fekkee ne mun naa am yow nga nekkoon NIA nekk mofti foofu xam ne man foofu laa leen xamee waaye man.
Mr. Witness, cut that nonsense. Cut that nonsense. We are not here playing games. You cannot be telling me these things. Okay? Answer the questions and answer them respectfully. Please. You are being treated with respect. Treat other people with respect. You cannot treat me like this. You cannot tell me these kinds of things. Let's do this properly.
Interpreter.
Wa seede bi mu ne comme ka yow ñu la ormal jox la cër momi tamit dang ko wara jox cër façon ni tontu yi nga xamne mom nga ko tontu lolu duñ ko nangu mu am fi nim la joxe cër joxe ko nonu cër lim la laaj nga tonto ko nim la ko laaje
wa daf mo bëgg forcer lo xamne bi ko jox na ko cër bem ko way li mo bëgg forcer man dama ko woné ko ñoñu fi ma leen xamé la la wax way mu ma bëgg forcer pour ne fi la leen xamé xamé mo leen fofu.
He wants to force me to say something which I don't want. He wants me to accept that I knew these people at the NIA when in fact as I told him I knew them at the police.
Mu xamne itam man I am still under oath. So luma dama ko wax xam nga because suma digante ak yalla motax bëgguma wax dara lo xamne definitely
and you should also be aware that I am under oath and what I am saying is between me and God. I don't want to say anything here which is not true.
And Jim Drame?
Jim Drame nak?
Jim Drame fofu la ko xamé office am lañ doon meeting bi office am la doon tégué place.
I knew him there inside his office because the meetings were taking place there.
How many times did you go there?
Ñaata yoon nga fa dem?
The shape cox and models word. Okay, lead counsel. Monthly modem NIA is almost about 5 times, I think, you know.
Well, the same question has come back again, but lead counsel, I've been to the NIA for about 5 times. And all the times that I was there, I was usually go to his office. It was only one day that I got into the conference room. That was the last time. Yes.
Okay. Tell us about the first day. What happened?
Wax ñu bés bu ñëk ba lana xewon.
Bés bu ñëk ban?
Which first day?
The first day you went to the NIA.
Bés bi nga ñëka dem NIA.
You've told us you were received at the gate. You were walked to Jim Drame's office.
Wax nga ne gatandu nañ la ci bunta ba yobbu la ci office Jim Drame.
And somebody was brought. You do not know whether it was Wassa or it was Bunja or whether it was Faring. Tell us what happened that day.
Xamulo Wassa la, xamulo Bunja la, xamulo Faring la.
After being
lu xewon bés bobu.
Sorry. Okay, after being introduced ak comme ni mako waxé rek accused bi.
As I said, after I was introduced to the accused.
So sitting here, you do not know which accused it was.
Te yow bi nga tok ni mënulo xam ke ñu tuumalon kan la.
Oh. I think it's Wassa.
I think it was Wassa.
I'm not
you
sure.
Also think it was Faring? You also think it was Faring?
Foog nga tamit ne Faring la?
Wow.
You also think it was Bunja?
Because recall. Because
exactly. So you could not recall who was brought to you.
Wow.
Yes.
Yet you went to court. And clearly, in the case of Bunja, you clearly stated a perfect picture, not showing any sign of lapse of memory on any bit of what happened with him. Now here you are, you can't even remember whether the first was Faring or was Wassa or was Bunja.
I think what about helitam dom adamala te amga am hel bitam ni mage no la helbi de mage so ni mo muna fatale ko rek moy kiñe ka duga ci xawmako waye xamna ne mom daf dañ ko binalon statement am.
You must also remember that I'm a human being and I have a memory which also fades as I grow in age. But as I said, the only thing I can remember was that the first person that was brought in had his statement written for him.
But earlier you told us you did not know whether he wrote the statement himself or it was written for him.
We are good near Wanga Fine, or Rutla, Nah Mom, a card you moko bindal bopam, wala lenko bindal.
The Malan, I'm not your hamne, no binal sen bofa statement, I'm not your hamne delen binal statement.
I told you there were some who wrote their own statements, there were others who had their statements written for them.
But you also said you did not know whether Wassa wrote his own statement or whether he was written for him.
Why belegi tam wax nga fi tamit ne orul la ndax Wassa mo bindal bopam kadomi wala dañ ko bindal?
Wow, wax na lolu?
Yes, I said that.
But you again told us that you do not know whether the first person wrote his statement.
Nga waxati ñu ne xamulo ndax ka ñëk mo bindal bopam kadomi.
Panda lima wax moy lolu mo mënuma ko faté mako wax légui ni.
I said that I cannot forget that. I said that just
3 or 4 of them ñoo xamne ñoo binal dañ leen binal statement.
There were about 3 or 4 who had their statements written for them.
Statement.
The rest had their wrote their own statements.
How many statements did you witness?
Yow ñaata kaddu yu binda yoy nga sédé?
Mom la leena wax lolu dama ko faté.
That's what I'm telling you people, that I have forgotten.
You did not forget that. You could not forget that. You could exactly remember the witnesses whose so-called confession you witnessed.
Munga fateleku sédé yi nga xamné dañ togon di wax li nga xamné mom lañ bëggoon ñu wax fofu non sédé nga ko.
How many?
Ñom ñaata la?
Pour ñaata sédé la witness.
Nyata
suspect nga witness seen confession.
How many suspects did you witness their confessions?
Ana jama tuti time ma konté li ma xam.
Except you give me a little bit of time to recall what I know.
The commission is listening. We're waiting.
Commission bi kañ ngay déglu.
If you want, we could give you pen and paper.
So bëggé ñu jox la kayit ak
pen and paper.
Oh, yes, give me a pen and a paper.
So, lead counsel, something for Laila.
There is something I want to ask you, lead counsel.
Everyone
is putting on a mask. I wanted to put on a mask, but I was denied. Why? Lead counsel, could you please put on a mic?
You're sitting far from everybody. You have adequately social distanced.
ndaxte sori wante biñ ci soxla moom dang ko am ba pare yaa ngi sori wante ak ñëpp loolu moo tax.
I am sorry you would not be given the luxury to hide behind a mask.
te duñ nangu nag pour ngay wax nag laaxu ci gannaaw masque.
What yaa ngi sori wante kii mu ngi sol mask.
That's his choice, Mr. Witness.
And it's my choice also to put on the mask.
Mr. Witness, please respect the commission and proceed. We are not here to play games.
No, play games. Yeah, play games. You are thinking of games. Man, ne ko ma fi fulole.
And you know what? You have to change your attitude and treat this process with the seriousness that it deserves.
Foog nga wecci nag ni nga jëfee nii bu ko defee jataay bi nga dal di ko fonka jox ñu nga xam ne moo fi cëri ñëpp.
Man am na xamuloo ma man I'm just like this.
Look, let's cut the personal aspect of it and let's just do the work and be done with it.
nañ def liggéey bi rek bul ko jëlal sa bopp liggéey bi lim laaj nañ ko def rek ñu jeexal ci.
waaw baax na du problème.
It's good. It's not a problem.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Could you sign it? Could you sign it? Sign the document?
Loolu nga binda sign ko. Li nga
The
binda.
document you just wrote. Did you sign it?
So
Did you sign the bottom of the document?
Tur yi nga binda noonu signal ci suufam. Wane na yaa ko binda.
waaw man maa ko binda waaye xam nga.
Yes, I wrote it.
waaye xam nga pareeguma ba pare munaguma sign ba pare xam nga because pareeguma maa ngi binda dama josa amagum 1 2 3 4 5.
I'm not yet done. I only have about 5 names.
dama binane man ma am nga ay Babou Loum ni ne wodana ba just my signature.
Do you want me to write and state that I, Babou Loum, blah blah, or do I just put on by my signature on the document?
Just write your name under the signature.
Sign ko rek nga binda sa tur ci ronam.
Sign ana kay ma def ko ci kanam because sign na ci suuf amul column amul side bu ma def sama tur bi Babou Loum.
There's no column to put my name.
Could you send the document through, please?
These are the ones I can remember at the moment.
Could you please put in the surnames?
Mun nga fa binda seen santa yi tamit.
Man ba xam naa yow seen santa. Faring xam man naka la santa de.
I don't know Faring's surname.
You just told us Faring Sanyang.
No, Yanko, no, I swear to the God. To the Almighty.
Is it Sanyang or some other last name?
No, Kila Bunja la ham santam.
Is Bunja's surname I know?
What's his surname?
Dabo.
Dabo.
I think it's Dabo.
Wasa, what's his last name?
Kamara.
Wasa naka la santa.
Kamara.
Ali, what's his last name? Answer the question.
Job.
Job.
Job la santa.
Yeah. Yaya ak Faring nag moom mënuma recall seen sant.
Yaya Dabo.
Yaya Dabo.
Yaya Dabo la.
Faring.
Sanya.
All right. These
are the names I can recall.
So you are an independent witness for 6 accused persons.
It can even be more than that number. But this is what my mind can recall.
The case of Kini Naka Alaji Homana Manmako Vilipionda, that the other witness, Tijan Bujang.
I'm thinking of the case of Alaji, but I'm not sure whether I was the witness for him or the other witness who was Tijan Bujang.
Alaji Nying, I think.
Alaji Nying, I think.
Wow.
And for all these people, you had to come from Bara every day to come and do this process, witnessing of confessions.
Te pour ñi ñepp sa yu nek da nga wara joge ko Bara ñew fekke ci kaddu yi nga xamne mom la ñoo wax nga nek sédé bi.
Waaw waaye nekkul ne kenn ku nekk everyday ma ko doon ñëwal am na ñoo xam ne mënuma ko remember waaye am na ñoo xam ne daf doon nekk li fi nekk two statements lañ doon jël a day so nekkul ne everyday rek comme like 6 dama war a jàll 6 times non jàll bi melutoon noonu waaye tam niñ doon jëlee statements yi nekkul ne am nga kenn ku nekk everyday benn dañ ko doon jagleel bés. I remember I must not jail 2 statements at a time.
What type of statement?
Yan façon kaddu la da nek?
Moy ku plotters rek ñom ñoo doon ñew ku nek ñew ak statement am.
What type of statement did you witness?
Yan façon mom nga daan sédé yow?
Li ma daan sédé moy dañ leen laajoon luñ xam ci coup bi ku nek ñew bindal lim xam.
What I witnessed was they would be asked what they knew about the coup attempt, and each one of them will come and explain.
Was it the cautionary statement?
Moy yi nga xamne mom lañ leen doon laaj ñuy binda?
Or the voluntary statement?
Wala yi nga xamne ñoko doon binda seen kaddu ciobare boppa?
No, the cautionary statement bila because voluntary statement si forane ñu ko doon jëlé fele mile 2.
It was the cautionary statement because I believe the voluntary statement was taken from mile 2.
Did you go to mile 2?
Demon nga mile 2.
I went there one day.
You did not say that before, did you?
No,
I was not asked the question.
But you knew the extent of your participation in this process.
Why ham nga yow sa taxaway ci li fim tollu won?
How much were you paid to do this work?
Ñaata lañ la daan fay pour nga def liggéey bi?
Over my dead body, ken musul ma fay dara.
Over my dead body, nobody has ever paid me.
Ndur moma dugal ci li. He's a close friend of mine. Moma waron o may ñew diko
Mr. Witness, every day you leave Bara and come and spend your entire day at NIA. You're not paid.
No.
Da bi bor bu set di nga bayé ko Bara ñew def bes bi yépp NIA té duñ la fay dara.
Ndur mo waron job pass ma delu wat Bara.
Ndur would give me fares to return back to Bara.
So Ndur would take out money from his pocket to give to you.
Bon Ndur xaliss bi daf ko daan génné ci posam di la jox.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
For you to do the service of the state.
Pour nga def liggéey bo xamné réew mi nga ko doon defal.
Xam nga xëy na ñu man time boobu xawma li xew ba pare xëy na Ndur itam I don't know why moom moo doon pass.
Well, for me,
demee ba jeexal affaire boobu noonu.
Maybe that time I was not aware of what was happening, and Ndur, well, he got me into this. But after the end of the process,
si la ñu oo fii nii naka I don't know Justice Department.
that was when we were called to the Justice Department.
Man ñu laaj ma ñaata laa doon fay Bara be Banjul ak lima jota expense.
They asked me what my fares, the cost of my fares were from Bara to Banjul and every other expense that I incurred.
You calculate ko.
And they calculated it.
I'm sorry. You jox ma xaalis boobu noonu 250.
And they gave me that money, 250.
ñu ne dañu $250 yi.
$250.
moo tax li si wóor mënoon a delluwaat baag dafa nekk beneen affaire waaye $250 lañ ma jox.
It was $250 they gave me.
ba pare ne suñ transport suñ lifi naka transport refund fares yi li ñu doon fay di ñëw dañu ko refund.
And they said that was our refund fares for the cost of our travel to and fro.
The 250 was the cost of your return fare.
Because time over Bara Banyul, I $7, I don't know, ferry was not
at that time, the fare from Bara to Banyul was about $7.
2006.
So
around 2006.
Yeah, you would spend $14 a day, correct? And you would not walk from terminal to Marina Parade, would you?
Sometimes someone gives a phone si Wahoo race la neka.
Sometimes if you saw me, you thought I was in a walking competition.
You were excited about this project.
You
were committed.
No, sawaru mosi paski ham ngara fa neka lo xamne la mako commencé won rek.
I was not committed, but it was something I started already.
Because li ma don daw rek moy okay ega guñ fo waye so
something I was running away from.
What were you afraid of?
Because the modern heladne amga munna late.
I was thinking that I could be late. And then they'll get me, or they'll put me into trouble for that.
Because
who put you into trouble?
Because
who will put you into trouble?
Can more let you in trouble?
Parce que day bi ma ndur am na benn bés ndur dama call ne ma nii mooy that day bi ma commencé di am nga feel otherwise bi ma ndur ne ma ñëw ma ne ko ma ne man du ma ñëw.
There was a day that Ndur
called me. Call pour ma ñëw ma ne ndur ma ne du ma ñëw.
No, they called me to come.
And I told
Ndur that I was not coming because I was starting to feel otherwise.
So Ndur ne ma lanata ma ne ko no because kii daf ma mu nga pressurize.
Ndur asked me, what is the reason? I said, no, because this guy is pressurizing me.
Which guy?
Otu Jabang.
Otu Jabang.
Fali Jabang.
Fali Jabang.
Yes.
Pressurizing you to do what?
Moi time lo sa nekuton time mi jël statements yi lo time court martial bi la.
That was not when they were taking the statements. That was during the time of the court martial.
But we were talking about the time of the taking of the statements, when you were doing that Wahoo race.
Why you get one very jamano, we have no new said a card in John Wa. Jamano Jing don't Wahoo, you meet you.
Wow, Paski, I'm going to Lumo Starler one rek, Nerek the Mogora complete.
Yes, this was something I started and which I had to complete.
Tell us firing about Fali Jabang scaring you. Tell us about that.
Well, because mom,
because when they called me and I told them that I was crossing over,
on time.
I used to cross on time.
That very day, the amon no feel free.
That particular day, I was not feeling free. He called me and I told him that I was not coming.
So I called Ndur
and I told him that Fali called me, but I told him that I was not coming. He told me just comply and go.
Because they are soldiers,
because they are soldiers and they can come and do anything.
Were you scared of them?
Well, for firing, I was scared of him. I was scared of Otu.
But you know that these guys were junglers?
Why haven't any jungle?
No, Musuma ham Gisambiri Jungula, Mango Hame, thank God, Mango Hame TRRC.
I never knew. Thank God, I got to know about the junglers here at the TRRC.
But you knew that these guys were dangerous.
Why haven't any send me look or
you need a key. I'm talking of the one I met.
This individual, I'm talking of the one I met.
That is Otu Jabang.
That is Otu
Jabang.
He used to pick me on the vehicle and take me.
And they were often drunk, weren't they? Or high on drugs.
No. Why him don't drive?
I cannot testify that, but the manner in which he was driving.
Traffic officer Butta House Karamam Sah no boy dal mom yalla dal mom dimale rek fek gannaaw accident ñun ñep ñu dé.
No traffic officer there to stand in front of him. In fact, it's only by the grace of God that we did not get into any accident.
And whenever he took you, he expected you to confirm what is contained in the statements, correct? Statements.
The statements they took from me, those were the ones that I was testifying to.
Even if
they threatened me to kill me, I would still say it, even if they were to kill me after.
Man personally,
but personally, I could not accept it in my heart anymore.
Personally, I was terrified of him. You were terrified of him.
Wow.
Yes, yes.
And what was the reason?
One day we went to the Yundum barracks. One of my younger brothers from Bara, whose name I have forgotten, came and I was exchanging greetings with him. And he said to me, "Senior brother, do you know this man?" I said to him, "Thank you. I want you to tell me who this man is." And he said to me, "Oh, bro, these people are dangerous." I said, "Dangerous like how?" But he was thinking that perhaps I will reveal what he is telling me to Otu Jabang. And that was where he stopped. And that became a headache for me.
Detective Abdullah Sow.
I went and met Detective Abdullah Sow.
Where did you meet him?
Huh?
Where did you meet him?
She Yundum Barracks.
Inside Yundum Barracks. I said to him, "Abdullah, who is Otu Jabang?" And he asked me, "What's the matter?" I said to him, "One of my relatives here saw me and was telling me that he is dangerous." I said to him, "What does he mean by that?" He said, "Sometimes they are scared. You know, sometimes the soldiers, they used to be scared of each other." But that was not enough to convince me. After we were done with what we were doing, he said to me, "Babu, let's go." And I said to him, "No, I am not boarding in your vehicle." That was how we left. They put me into the vehicle of the
mini boss,
the vehicle of the coup plotters. When we arrived,
where?
Mile 2.
Mile 2. I alighted so that the vehicle can proceed into Banjul. After that happened,
the following after 2 days.
After 2 days,
Madam, she Director of Public Prosecution B.
I went to the Director of Public Prosecutions.
Who was he?
Emmanuel Fangbelly. I don't know Fangbelly. How much?
Fangbelly.
Wow.
Emmanuel Fangbelly. When I went to him, I said to him I had a dream. And I did not have any dream. Because I wanted to escape the situation. Because I was put into a vehicle which some were lieutenants, others were captains.
Military know-how.
And all of them had military know-how. Those who were there armed with guns and guarding them, although their hands were cuffed, but they could have done something there very terrible. And for me, death was a certainty for me. So I said to them, I will not enter the vehicle again. When I told him that I had that dream, that as we were moving, one of the accused took his the handcuff and held the nozzle of the gun. And the vehicle swerved onto the side of the road.
And strangled the driver, and the vehicle swerved off the road.
And the vehicle swerved off the road.
So
that was when I told him I'm not getting into that vehicle
What you
again.
told him was a lie.
What I told him was not true. I told him that just for them to know that I am not getting into that vehicle
Mr.
again.
Witness, you would lie in order to save yourself from a situation.
Yes,
thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Madam Chairperson, perhaps this is a convenient time to stop for the morning session. And thank you.
Thank you, lead counsel. Thank you, witness. Before we go, I want to say something. Mr. Witness, you raised the issue of the mask. I think the lead counsel answered you appropriately. But I want to put on record that the TRRC takes its COVID-19 protection responsibilities very seriously. Any person who walks into this premises, your health and safety, we take very seriously. The lead counsel is not wearing a mask. You are not wearing a mask. For the simple reason that the social distancing protocols have been adhered to. As a witness, we need to see your face. That is why you were asked to take off your glasses. I can assure you that we take your health and safety very seriously. So please do not go away with the impression that we were putting you at risk at COVID-19. If we were similarly, we are putting the lead counsel at risk. And we do not want to lose our very valuable lead counsel, neither do we want to lose you. So please take that into consideration and know that you are a valued witness. Thank you.
Commissioner Sose.
Thank you.
Without gisnako.
I think even before you said that, I have observed.
Because
when I got inside here, I sat down with many people. And before I got into the hall here,
you don't check I don't know. Pressure.
They were checking my blood pressure.
Okay, lead counsel.
And I was okayed, just as the lead counsel.
So I'm very proud of it. I'm very happy with that. Thank you so much.
Very happy with it.
Okay, we come back at 12:15. Thank you.